Alright guys, welcome back. We're on to the one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, sixth line of talents here for Restoration Shaman. And I'll start here with Flashflood. So this is just a passive ability, no new abilities clogging up your hotbar. And it says when you consume tidal waves, the cast time of your next heal is reduced by 20%. And so the important word here I think is consume. That means it uses it up. And if we have a look at what tidal waves does, casting Chain Heal or Riptide reduces the cast time of your next healing wave or increases the crit chance of Healing Surge. So if I cast Chain Heal or Riptide, I will gain this buff. Riptide, there we go, Tidal Waves. And this actually stacks up to 2 times, so I can cast Chain Heal again, and now I have 2 stacks of Tidal Waves. It doesn't stack the crit chance, it doesn't stack the reduction in cast time. It just means now that you can cast Healing Wave, say twice, to gain the bonus from this thing twice. And you see now each time I cast Healing Wave, that is what is considered consuming Tidal Waves. And so by consuming Tidal Waves I gain Flash Flood, and now my next heal, the cast time is reduced by 20%. So it's a little bit of a lead up in order to get it. You have to cast Chain Heal or Riptide first to get Tidal Waves, and then you have to cast Healing Surge or Healing Wave to gain Flash Flood. But Healing Wave and Healing Surge are the two spells that you will most definitely be casting a lot of the time anyway. And so if you can just remember to kind of weave in Riptide and Chain Heal before you're casting your Healing Wave or Healing Surge, so that you then gain Flash Flood, you can get this nice kind of rotation combo going on where each spell is then complementing the next one. So an example of this would be casting Riptide to gain Tidal Waves, and then casting Healing Wave to gain Flash Flood. Now I can cast Riptide again to gain Tidal Waves and Flash Flood, which will reduce the cast time of Healing Wave to 1.3 seconds, which is faster than Healing Surge. So that's a nice little combo you can do by combining them. But I also consumed Tidal Waves using Healing Surge, so I have Flash Flood again. Using Chain Heal now with the reduced cast time will also give me Tidal Waves, which I can use with Healing Surge to gain Flash Flood and Riptide to get the Tidal Waves, and so on and so forth. They all work together, and if you can remember to use them in that kind of order, then you'll get the most uptown funk, the most uptime on these buffs, and so therefore the most benefit to your healing and how much healing you are doing over time. So overall, it's a very nice passive if you don't want to have something else to worry about. In the middle here we have Downpour. So this is an extra ability, and it says a burst of water at the target location heals up to 6 injured allies within 12 yards for 12,000, and the cooldown is increased by 5 seconds for each target effectively healed. So this last line here is kind of a condition that allows it to compensate you when you do heal the correct amount of targets, then it will have a pretty long cooldown. But when you don't, it will keep the cooldown short so that you can use it again. So you're not punished for trying to heal 6 players and all of them moving out of the AoE before it finishes casting. If you do only catch the edge of a group and you only heal 1 or 2, then the cooldown will only be 5 or 10 seconds. But if you do cast it correctly and everyone does get healed, then you get the full cooldown of 30 seconds. But even 30 seconds for this kind of heal, considering is 12,000 up to times 6, that's a really reasonable amount of healing for just a 1.4 second cast. So this is a very nice spell for small AoE healing. The final one here is Cloudburst Totem, and this actually replaces your Healing Stream Totem. That's an important thing, okay? I really love my Healing Stream Totem and I hate getting rid of it. But Cloudburst Totem does serve a kind of specific purpose where you don't feel so bad getting rid of your Healing Stream Totem. So clicking this, Healing Stream Totem is gone, we have Cloudburst Totem instead. And it says that It will collect power from all of your healing spells, and when the totem expires or dies, and you can make it expire yourself by reactivating the ability, or after 15 seconds it will expire naturally. After that, all the stored power which it collects, and it collects 30% of all your healing for these 15 seconds. It will then heal all targets within 40 yards for 30% of the healing that you did, divided evenly. Man, that's a real mouthful. That's a really long sentence, and it can be a bit confusing. What it means is that after you drop this totem, you have 15 seconds in which to build up power inside it. And you do that by just casting spells. And the totem will basically remember the spells that you're casting, and after the 15 seconds are up, it will then heal everyone within 40 yards for 30% of the healing that you did. So if by casting Healing Surge and Chain Heal repeatedly for those 15 seconds while the totem is active, you get 100,000 healing, then the totem can do 30,000 healing to everyone within 40 yards, but divided evenly. So it's not 30,000 each. If there are 10 players who need healing, then that will only be 3,000 each. So then to get the kind of most benefit out of this, considering that that is only 30% and then the 30% is divided, and if you're in a raid that can be divided amongst 30 players again, so it becomes a really small amount. That means that you really need to heal as much as you possibly can within the 15 seconds that this totem is up in order to get the most benefit out of the 30% that it will provide divided. So that means that when you drop it, you really need to basically be able to just sit still and cast as much as you can, do as much healing as you can within those 15 seconds if you want to get a reasonable heal out of the Cloudburst. So then that means that if you're in PvP or you're in situations where you can't really cast, or you're being interrupted or you're being stunned or things like this, then Cloudburst Totem can be wasted. So it definitely becomes stronger in a more structured environment such as raids. And in those cases, it's pretty much the default choice, like some other talents are for specific situations. Cloudburst Totem is almost a default choice for raids, but if you don't feel comfortable with it, if you don't feel comfortable having an extra ability on your toolbar, you can just take Flashflood, and this will still give you a nice bonus to your healing without you having to worry too much about what you're doing. So that's it for this line, guys. Thanks for watching, and come back next time.